let's say for this effect, I hand the deck over to the spectator and they can give it a shuffle. After they're done shuffling the deck, they can hand it back to me, and I would explain to the spectator that we don't need a lot of cards here, just a few cards actually. So I think this is actually a good packet of cards. So I can hand this packet over to the spectator, and they can give it a shuffle if they would like. After they're done, they can go ahead and they can take out any card they would like, look at it, and remember it. So let's say this is your card, and I don't want to see it. So after the spectator has remembered their card, they would hand it back to me, and I would explain to them that I would like for them to actually go ahead and don't forget their card, but think of a number for me between 7 and let's go with 15. So it's not too low of a number, and it's not too big of a number either. So just because I don't have a spectator here, I'm going to use these two die or dice. And we get 2 plus 2, which is 4. So we'll roll these one more time. We get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it could have been any number, but they said 11. So we're going to deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and the rest of the packet goes on top. And I would ask the spectator for another number between actually 7 and 15. So let's say with these rolled, we get 5 plus 4, which is 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. So we can deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the rest of the packet goes on top. So the last thing we're going to do now is try to find your card, but we're going to actually eliminate some cards here. So I think we're going to take the top packet. We're going to leave that off to the side. We'll strip out the top again, and we will strip out the top again. Now let's recap everything we did. The deck was shuffled. I took out a packet of cards. You selected any card. Then we mixed that card into the deck, and then you named two numbers. We dealt those down, and then we eliminated all of the cards except one. So for the first time ever, the spectator can actually name their card out loud. Say they do that right now, and we get the 8 of clubs. So I hope that was your card, and if you would like to learn how to do this, be sure to stick around for the tutorial. So before I actually get into the tutorial for this trick, in case you're wondering about the cards I'm using, these are the Avocardos, and I actually won these from Card Mechanic. So I'm going to leave my deck review for these down below. I'm going to leave my video showing you what other prizes I won down below. And I will also leave you Card Mechanic's channel so you can go and subscribe to him. And without further ado, let's get into this tutorial. So I'm first going to go over the way I did it in the performance, which is the original way. And then after that, I'm going to show you some variations, or what I actually was able to put together when playing around with this. So without further ado, let's get into this. So the deck can be shuffled, and all you're going to want here is 15 cards. Now you can either say we need 15 cards, and you can deal 15, or the spectator can, or what I said was we don't need a lot of cards, just a packet of cards. And what I did was I took out a group of 3 cards 5 times, because 3 times 5 is 15. 5, 10, 15. So you can do it any way you want. You just want 15 cards. So I went from the top, that's 1. I went a little past the top now, that's 2. I went to the middle, and I'm taking out 3 cards each time. That's 3. I went a little towards the bottom, that's 4, and then the bottom 3 cards for 5. You can do this any way you would like. You just need 15 cards. And the spectator can now shuffle these, and it doesn't matter what 15 cards they are. So after these are shuffled, you're going to have the spectator choose one card and remember it. They could even sign it. It doesn't matter. Let's say they choose this one. In this case, the 3 of hearts. Now so as you can see here, they could have really selected any card. And you can even show them that all the cards are different. So after you're done with that, you would go ahead, put the card face down on top of the packet, and you would go with the trick. But for tutorial purposes, I will leave it face up. And I'm going to teach you the move you're going to do first. So the 3 is off to the side. So you're going to hold the packet like this in a dealer grip, your index finger on top, middle ring and pinky to the side, and then thumb on the other side. You're going to use your thumb to push off the top card. You're going to take your middle ring and pinky underneath the packet, and you're just going to slide out the bottom cards. Take the very last bottom card and put it on the bottom. And now you can square those 3 fingers up, so you can just pull them back. Take your thumb, push off the second top card, put that on top. Take your 3 fingers on the bottom, push out the bottom cards. Take that bottom card and put it on the bottom. And you're going to repeat this all the way through, essentially. So your thumb pushes off the top card on top, your fingers go underneath, so now the bottom card is on the bottom. Now you're going to push off the top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. There's not a lot of cards, so it shouldn't be that hard, but it is a little weird of a move. But essentially what that's going to do is put the card right in the middle of the packet here, so 8th position. So the card would be face down, and you would explain that I'm going to go ahead and now mix up the packet and try to lose your card. And if we go through here, just to show you that it is in the middle, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Their card is 8th. And then underneath you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because that 7 plus 7 is 14, and then that 1 is 15. So, after their card is in the middle, what you're going to do is you're going to ask them for a number between 7 and 15. Now, I don't know why it has to be between 7 and 15. I'm guessing because of something it has to do with the card in the middle, but I'm not too sure. So they can name any card, but any number. Not 7, not 15. They can even name the same number. So let's say we go with 8. So we will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if we put the rest of these on top, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So once you deal 8 cards, if you have any cards left over in your hand, just put them on top. And you're going to do this twice. So if we do this one more time, let's say 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now with the card in the middle, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and do the out pharaoh, or the pharaoh essentially. So what you're going to want to do here is take the top card, put it in your hand, take the second card, put about halfway underneath this first card. You can pinch it with your fingers, move this up slightly. take this next card, line it up with the first card, and then the next card line up with the bottom card. And if you keep doing this, you're going to notice if you did it right, their card is going to be on the bottom packet. So now you say, okay, we're going to strip out this top packet and get rid of it. And now you're going to do this again, just by stripping these out. Get rid of that top packet. And last but not least, if you do this one more time, you'll be left with one card in the middle, or left, I should say, and that will be the 3 of hearts. And that is the original effect. So not too long of a video, but now really quick, I want to go over some of the variations to this effect you can do. So the first thing I want to go over is you have the 15 cards, and you can go ahead and, if you want, control a card to the 8th position. So you don't have to do this weird thing right here. Not too sure what this is called, but you don't have to do this. So let's just say you take a card, okay, and you have it controlled 8th. I'll leave some card controls down below if you want to check out those. You could also do the Marlowe tilt and the bluff pass just by getting a break underneath 7 cards. Okay, whether a pinky count or you count in groups of 3 when your back is turned because they're remembering it. And I will leave those down below in the description as well. So let's just say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 10 of spades. So you can go now, and once you control the 8th position, you can just go straight into the number part. You don't have to worry. So let's say they name, we'll go with 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If we count, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A little hard to see. But this is 5, 3, 5, 6, 7. So now is 8th. And let's say that we go 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We drop it on top. And now, since it's in the middle, you're all set. You can either do the Pharaoh, or you can do some dealing. So what I mean by dealing is you can say, okay, let's go ahead and eliminate some cards now. So now I'm going to start dealing 2 piles. And this is really important when I was playing around. If you deal from left to right, the card will always be at the right. So it's going to be opposite of where you first started dealing. And that's why I left it face up to show you. So if you deal from left to right, the pile you want is the right. Now, if you deal from right to left, you're going to want the left pile, okay? So I'll go over that one more time. If you deal from right to left, you'll want the right. If you deal from right to left, you'll want the left. So I'll show you both ways. But essentially, if we start dealing left and right, there it is on the right-hand side. So you can even do a magician's choice here now if you want. You know it's going to be at the right, so you can say, okay, go ahead and point to a pile. Be very careful how you have your words, because if you say, if you say, grab a pile, and they grab the left pile, well, they might assume that they might want to actually keep that pile, is what I'm trying to say. So if you say point to a pile, it could mean anything. If you say go ahead and keep a pile for yourself, well, if they grab this pile, they might want to use this one. So I hope that makes sense. That's why I like saying touch or point, because that could lead to anything. Let's say this pile, and if you deal from left to right again, you're going to notice it's at the right, And now you can do a few things here. You can either deal from left to right, and something I like to do here is say, okay, since we have 2 cards here and 1 card here, let's get rid of the 2 cards. Because if you deal the 2 cards, well then it's going to be a little weird, as opposed to 1 card already here. So hopefully that made sense. But now the 10 is here. Now, another thing you could do for Magician's Choice is you can say, go ahead and point to a card or point to 2 cards. They point to these 2 cards, get rid of them. There's the selection. If they point to these 2, say, okay, get rid of that one. Oh, and let's grab another one here. If you say go ahead and point to 2, they point to these 2, you get rid of that one. Well, now there's 2 left here. So they keep their hands on one and they lift up a hand. They lift up this one, you get rid of it. And here's their card. If they lift up this hand, say okay, we'll keep this one and get rid of this one. And the card is there. Now, let's just say, okay, so we're going to have to go back here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We'll add 15. And here it is if it's from right to left. You'll see it's in the left pile. We pick up the left, we deal. There it is in the left. And last but not least, 1 card, and that is the 10 of spades. So I hope you really enjoyed this effect. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time with a new video. Bye.